Okay, hello. This is the second attempt to record this. The first time I recorded it to the wrong file format. This is just a little visual explanation of what I emailed late last night. Oh God. Okay, take 3. That was my cat bringing in a bird that it had killed, and I had to deal with it. Thankfully, it was proper killed, not semi-alive, which would have been even more grim. Anyway, yes, so as I was saying, in addition to the email I sent about rendering out a Playblast with textures and everything like that in it and the buttons to press, hopefully it's fairly obvious, but let me just talk through what this can display and just roughly how to do it. It's very important that your scenes have lights in, otherwise this won't work. So you have to put some kind of light in the scene. Texture objects as normal, and then go to 6. This is unlit. Make sure this little light bulb is pressed on, and now it will be lit and it will use the lights in your scene, including shadows if you click this button on, ambient occlusion if you put this button on. Subtle difference, but looks nice. You can have motion blur if you click that button on, and anti-aliasing if you have this one on. These will be very subtle. I doubt you'll see much difference, and I'm not sure whether the motion blur does it on camera moves or not. Let's just see. I don't know. Well, it might work. It might add some niceness if you've got some fast moving objects in. So it's important then to make sure you've got lights in your scene, because if you don't have lights in your scene or they are hidden, it'll be black. So make sure you've got lights in your scene and they are not hidden. At the same time, if you don't want the lights to be visible in this Playblast kind of render, then go to Show, Lights, and then the lights will not be visible, but they'll still have their effect. To actually do the Playblast, maximize the window that you want, and right-click Playblast, this little button here. You can leave most of these settings as they are, default. The one thing you might want to change is, I think by default, this scale factor is set to 0.5. This means it will Playblast the scene, but at half the resolution of the actual window that you're looking at. So you might want that to be 1 if that's if resolution is important to you. Everything else you can kind of leave the same, and then just hit Playblast. And it'll capture whatever the length of your timeline is here. And there you go. You have a very quick render. That is, obviously Arnold is nowhere near as quick as that. Even the Maya software render is not going to be as quick as that. If you use the Playblast method, you should be able to render out your Previs stuff easy. I can't help if you haven't actually modeled and textured and animated your stuff. This is just for help if you looking at the numbers and thinking rendering is going to be impossible, and the fact that the Playblast can actually capture some quite nice detail. I think shadows and textures and all this kind of stuff is really nice. One more quick note, if you're wondering about the lights, by default your lights might actually look like this. Be too bright. Because by default, point light sources, and this only is for point light sources and for spotlights, they will have no decay, which means that the light does not change intensity over distance. To make it more realistic, switch to quadratic, or any one of the others, but quadratic tends to be the most sort of natural. That's only for using point light sources. If you're doing an outdoor thing with direct light, doesn't make any difference. Ambient light doesn't make any difference. This is only for point lights and spotlights. Sort of area lights, but I wouldn't bother with area lights for Previs. Okay, I hope that helps, and good luck guys and girls, and I'll see you on Thursday. I hope you've done your HDRs.